Yes, sir.
So, PhD scholar, OPGS University, Rajasthan. Madam, you can start quickly.
So, yes, my PhD was depression amongst married working women in the IT industry. In Pune city. So this is a very interesting study, and I had a exciting time for the last 3 years. It goes this way that in the year 2001, the women engineers constituted 21% of the total workforce. That was as per NASSCOM. This workforce percentage grew up to 30% by the year 2012 and further grew by 34% in the year 2018. So the IT sector today has the largest participation of women. However, this being a very demanding industry, stress is automatically very high, and job stress is one of the prevailing health issues in the IT sector. Studies have shown that women are more affected by men when it comes to anxiety, depression, and frustration. And the adverse effects of this is much more when it comes to married working women. The objective of the study was to find out the factors of depression, the correlates of depression, understanding the major symptoms of depression, and to study the level of stress among working women in the IT sector. The question is, what is depression? Depression becomes often synonymous to sadness. People misconstrue the fact that because I'm sad for some time, I may be under depression. That is not so, because it's a very common and serious medical illness. It negatively affects how a person thinks, feels, her judging capability, her decision-making capability, like that. A person suffering from depression might lose interest in the previously enjoyable activities. Now, this phenomenon is, however, common to both men and women. If a man is also interested in playing cricket, volleyball, basketball, may lose complete interest in that. He or she may have difficulty taking herself out of the bed or taking himself out of the bed. That's how bad it becomes. So yes, if it is sadness and prolonged for a very long time, say a month or so, maybe 15 days, 20 days a month, that could be diagnosed as depression. The major depressive symptoms are the person will definitely have sleep disorder, unable to fall asleep, or even if the person is in bed, unable to get up from the bed and continue with the regular activities. The persistent feeling of guilt, especially for mothers, during my study, I found out that guilt constitute a major part of a person's ill mental health. Unable to take wise decisions, of course, and difficulty to concentrate on any task. And of course, a lot of suicidal thoughts.
You can speed up now.
Yeah, 1 out of 3
5 minutes are available.
Suffer from depression in her lifetime, and researchers have confirmed that women are more vulnerable to men. There are several factors. It could be the family factor, it could be hormonal changes that a woman go through, the chronic stress that she faces in her life. And the finding is nearly 3.9 million Indians who are working in the IT sector, 34% are females, and the studies have revealed that female attrition rate is much higher in IT, and therefore losing of job or quitting the job will also lead to depression. There is gender discrimination. There is the glass ceiling that women are unable to grow up beyond a certain designation. That also leads to the frustration of a working woman. So I conclude that the stress management is essential for survival. Married women have reported more stress and depression, and disturbed marital relationship, etc. also constitute towards that. IT companies should be more accommodating about the married working female to ensure that they can accommodate all the inconveniences and still continue to be in service. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, your presentation. What is your suggestion to overcome these depression and stress to the especially women employees?
Clinical depression is basically very, very prevalent, and it's coming up more and more because of the complex life structure that we have, the family setup. We are not into the joint families anymore. And my studies, particularly with the data analysis, I came to know that people who live in joint families, their chances of depression is much less compared to people who are in the nuclear families. Because, well, there are many, many things. Due to shortage of time, it's a huge topic. I have to compile it. Suggestion is that give women the space, give her a little bit of understanding. Family support is a must, because a woman mandatorily goes through motherhood and so many hormonal changes and many, many factors. It needs a bit of handholding over there. If the partner is little sensitive towards a need, that helps. If the company has more woman-centric work policies, that helps. For example, There are many organizations who has a creche inside the company premise so that the mother can work and go and check on the baby from time to time. These are some of the things which can help give her a little comfort space.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.